Welcome to Real Swell. Let's talk about some movies. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoy the show. One Battle After Another, starring Teyana Taylor, Leonardo DiCaprio, got Benicio del Toro as well. When this movie started, and probably for the first half hour of the movie, I was nervous. I was nervous for the audience's reaction. Now, I didn't know what this movie would be about. I don't really watch trailers, honestly. I also don't read up on spoilers or anything like that, or even just information about movies that are coming out. I just want to see the movie and experience it as it's on screen. So when the movie starts and the subject matter is what it is, I was nervous because I don't know who these people are sitting next to. They don't look like me, and this movie is spitting in someone's face, and it could be that person. And I don't know how their reaction would be. And movie talks about revolution. It talks about fighting back. It talks about marginalized groups and the links that they feel they have to go through now in order to be heard, to be seen, to be understood, and to defend themselves. And that thread carries throughout the movie while also telling two other stories, all of which are interesting, all of which tie into each other, but that through and through, up until the very last scene, is spitting in someone's face. And how that's going to be received, I don't know. This movie might upset some people. I'll say that. Leonardo DiCaprio plays this father. Well, he becomes a father early on in the movie. And he has to give up this life of this revolutionary fighter. And one of the interesting things about his character is he doesn't really want to be doing it. The mother of his girlfriend says to him, "You look lost in this battle. You look lost in this revolution that we are fighting." And you can see it in his face that he will do what he can for his girlfriend because he loves her. And if that's what she is into, that's what she is fighting, then he will be on the front line with her. Well, it turns out that they go too far in one of their protests. It turns extremely violent. Someone gets killed, and a manhunt ensues. Not only for members of this particular revolutionary group, but anyone who might be connected tangentially. What also gets wrapped up in this is an immigration battle. Like one of the themes of this movie is the purification of the nation, making it a lot lighter if you look around, you catch my. And it's almost a caricature of what the authoritative government or the authoritative arm of the government is doing to round up these. There's a lot of racial slurs in this movie, but again, it's intentional to show how these people are being treated and how those who look at them and treat them that way feel about them. And as that theme carries out through the movie, we have Leonardo DiCaprio who is trying to live a normal life, quote unquote. he doesn't necessarily want his daughter, who is now 16, to be wrapped up in any of it. Her mom, she escapes to Mexico because she is on the run because she actually murdered someone. And during this time, right before he decides to go, she also assaults one of the army generals. He might have been a colonel in a very sadistic, sexual kind of way. She emasculates him, but it's funny because of the character that they have portraying this person who she emasculates. He is a caricature and meant to be a joke, and it's very awkward. It's very strange, but Sean Penn plays the character very well. It's very uncomfortable watching this person go through this movie because what the movie also introduces is this cult like group with a ridiculous name. It's something to do with Christmas. The acronym is CAC. I've already forgotten what it was, but every time they said it, like, what are they talking about? And there's a full Christmas song leading up to one of their meetings, like a full Christmas song that's sung. It's so strange. It's so strange. This group. I don't know what Paul Anderson Thomas was. I don't know what his inspiration was for this group. I'm sure that in some way it is real and it exists, and he's laughing at it. But Sean Penn's character is trying to be initiated into this group, and they ask him all these different questions that will qualify or disqualify him from being able to join. And one of the questions, of course, is, have you ever engaged in an interracial relationship? To which obviously he has to answer no, but that's a lie because he does engage in this relationship with Tiana Taylor's character. She's the one who takes advantage of him. Well, it turns out that he liked it and then falls in love with her. And there's this cat and mouse of him trying to get to this daughter that may or may not be his because of this tryst that he had with the mother. So Leonardo DiCaprio has to go look for him, his daughter, and whoever else might be after. And on his way to finding his daughter, he meets up with Benicio del Toro's character, who is kind of running an underground railroad, essentially, for immigrants. And as Sean Penn's character is looking for this young girl, he perpetrates several raids throughout the sanctuary city. And Benicio del Toro's character, he isn't a stranger to these kinds of things. They've got things to put into motion and contingency plans to make sure that no one gets caught, everyone is safe, and survives these raids. And during those sections, they're speaking Spanish. So again, the movie isn't catering to the audience it's trying to upset. It's literally saying, these people are here. They don't speak the same language as you. You're going to have to deal with it so that we can get our point across. And there's probably 4 or 5 pages of dialogue that's just in Spanish. And I didn't understand most of it, which is fine though, because that was the point. But again, it's something that we have to face. That's what the movie is saying. This is what's happening to these people. and they are just as lost as you are right now as you try to understand what they are saying. And the revolution that Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor's character are engaging in is to bring justice for those people, for all those people who are marginalized, who are victimized because of what they look like and because of their status within the country. And it says, this isn't right. Something has to change. And as we see it right now, the only way for it to change is to be in your face about it, to be violent about it. And the timing of this movie is insane. Just leave it at that. But the run time of this movie is also in. The movie's a lot longer than I was expecting it. I didn't know how long it was, but right as the third act was beginning, I thought to myself, why isn't this movie over yet? It feels like this movie ends three times because it wraps up each of the plot threads independently. So something will be resolved and then it'll continue so that it can resolve the next plot line. And then it'll continue even further to wrap up the movie. And you could feel it, you could see it, and it felt like it dragged on toward the end. But it does land each of the points that it's trying to make. It's just that it's a full stop. We made this point, we're going to make this point, then we're going to wrap up the movie by making this final point. And the final point is the fight continues. The final point is even though one revolution has ended, that battle ended, the war hasn't. The movie is called One Battle After Another. And continuously throughout the movie, we're having to fight one battle after another. And at the end, that's the theme. It's there is yet another battle fight. And to win or to lose, but the war isn't over. All in all, I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed the themes. The commentary is interesting. I am curious again what the reaction is going to be from certain people. I'll leave it at that. Leonardo DiCaprio, he did great. Tiana Taylor did great. Benicio del Toro did great. The daughter's name, I can't think of it, but she did a great job as well. I think that if you can take in the message without being offended by it, you'll enjoy the movie. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was well done, well written, and I am curious what you all think about it or will think about it. Thank you for coming to this screening of Real Swell. I hope you enjoyed. As you head out, I've got three things to ask of you. Number one, pick up your trash. These ushers don't get paid enough. Number two, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next screening. And number three, hit that like button. I'll see you all next time. Make sure you've got your ticket.